Right behind me, I've got the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys with the Extreme 35-inch tire package. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so reviews just like this. If you love car reviews, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And also thank you to Milton Chrysler for allowing me to review this beautiful Willys. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the Jeep Wranglers, the safety features that do come with the Willys model here, the engine specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing. Now in terms of the different models that you can get with the Jeep Wranglers, you can get these in 2 doors, 4 doors, so a bunch of different configurations that you can definitely pick from, and here are all of the different models that you can choose from. And as for the safety features that do come with the Willys model here is a list, so you do get all of these safety features. As for what powers this Willys, it does have the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engine in automatic, which makes 285 horsepower and 260 pound-foot of torque. In terms of towing with this, you can tow about 3,500 pounds when you are equipped properly. I'm also going to throw up the window sticker on this Willys here because it does have a bunch of options added to this. So as I walk around the vehicle here, you will notice all of those. All right, let's start off in the front here. First off, I just want to say, look at this color. This thing stands out like crazy. So up here on your bumper area, you've got the traditional Wrangler bumper here, obviously. So if you start here, you have your front fog lights. And then even around this, you have a bunch of gloss black trimming. You also have your recovery points right there. And then you just get into your grille area. Look at how cool this looks. I love the gloss black on this. It just looks so nice with this color. And then of course your LED front lights. You've also got the lights on the side on the fenders. But yeah, just your typical Wrangler look here, and these things are just so classic. And as for the hood, if you're not familiar with these, this is actually how you open up the hood from those 2 latches on both the sides. So there's no actual latch inside the vehicle like a typical vehicle. Now these 2 things on the hood here do house your windshield washers, and you can prop your windshield down to secure it. All right, let's come around to the side here. This thing looks insane with the Extreme 35-inch tire package. Now up top here, you do have the black hardtop, and then yeah, just then your typical Jeep doors. You've got the black door handles, the black side mirrors, and then on the side here, you do have the nice trail rated 4x4 badging, Jeep Wrangler badging, and kind of like this venting style going on, and of course your rock protector here, or your side protector in metal. And even on the side of the hood, you have the Willys decaling. And then you have these massive 35-inch tires. And then you have your 17-inch beadlock capable wheels. And I just love all of the different aluminums, the blacks, the granites, it just looks super nice. And if I do take a step back, you can see this thing just looks insane with this setup. You also get a different suspension when you do get the Extreme 35-inch tire package. And another thing that you'll notice, just because of how massive these tires are, you do have these wheel flare extensions. That's obviously for the tires, so it's not kicking up all these rocks everywhere. Now coming to the rear, the typical Wrangler looks continue. You've got the same black bumper here. You've got your reflectors in the center, and then the recovery point there as well. You got the hitch in the center, and beside that, you do have all of your towing outlets. And then you move into your massive spare tire. It's the same spare tire. You've got the rear backup camera here. And because this tire is massive, you also have this reinforcement back here, which does come with this package. And you have the 4-wheel drive decaling, and then your rear tail lights, just your traditional tail lights on the Wrangler. And then you can also open up the tailgate, obviously, just like that if you are unfamiliar with this. And the glass portion does open up like that. So this whole thing just opens up with a ton of space inside that you can definitely utilize if you are taking this off-roading or just your ventures. Back here, you also have a 12-volt outlet. And yeah, that's pretty much it, what you get back here. And then if I do lift this, you do have a tiny bit more space, which you can definitely utilize, and you have a drain plug. Now, if you do have stuff that is going to be sticking out, you can obviously close just the tailgate. And if you're unfamiliar with the Jeeps, to close all of this back up, you have to close the glass first, and then obviously the tailgate. So this is what that's going to look like if you just close this. So that pops down, and then you can just shut this. Even back here, you do have like this badging back here. So it kind of shows you like the measurements and everything of a 2-door, 4-door, all that good stuff. So that's pretty neat. All right, well, let's go inside and take a look at what you get with the Wranglers. It's your typical black look, very minimalistic looking. You do have a netting section down here, and then just everything is pretty plain. And then yeah, on the inside here for your seats, these are actually pretty interesting. You do have cloth seats, but then you kind of like have this bronze-ish stitching, which definitely stands out on this. But these seats are obviously comfortable, and if you are going off-roading, you can definitely enjoy all the views back here. And if you do want to stuff some stuff back here, you do have some room underneath the seats that you can definitely utilize and just tuck away. Now I'm gonna jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. All right, so for the legroom back here, I do have a decent amount. Now this seat can be adjusted forwards obviously, and then more legroom obviously open up. And then as for the headroom, I have no issues at all. I'm wearing a hat, and for reference, I am 5'11", so all of this space is very, very comfortable for me. And obviously the top can be taken off, so you have infinite amount of space. Now behind the driver and the passenger seats, I love how it's all just cloth. There's no plastic or anything. And then you do have your storage pockets. Now over on the rear console area, very minimalistic again. You just have your venting, your rear window controls, and then cup holders down here. And also if you look up top here, you do have speakers in the center, which is pretty neat. All right, let's check out the front and see if anything is different. Now, the only thing I can really notice is a much bigger netting area. Other than that, just your typical stuff, your lock, unlock, and then your side mirror controls. Now, as for the front seats here, exactly the same setup as the rear, and these are very, very comfortable as well. The front seats do come heated, so that's nice. And on the side, your seats are manual adjustable. Underneath, nothing too fancy, just your foot pedals. And then moving up here, you have this nice Easter egg with the vehicles, and then your exterior lighting controls, fog lights, cluster dimmers, and I am loving this fabric trimming in white, along with this bronze trim, and then the stitching obviously. You're gonna notice this all on the dashboard. As for the steering wheel, this is manual adjustable. All right, entering inside, and when I do start up the vehicle here, you do have this nice animation that plays, and it also says Jeep on the touchscreen there. Now, as for up here, what typically would be your dashboard, you do have a tiny area. You have a speaker here, some space in the center for small little things, maybe a wallet, keys, or whatever, and then another speaker on the other side. And then you just get into your cluster area here. Now, this is not a fully digital cluster, just the middle portion is digital and the rest is just analog. So regardless, you can view a ton of information in the center, and to control all of that is through here. So if I just press down, as you can see, I can go through a bunch of different information, and some of the things will have more menus within it, so that's nice. As for the steering wheel, you do have the soft touch material. This does come heated, which is nice, and then you do have this black trimming that goes all the way around, Jeep in chrome, and more chrome around that. On the left here, you have your cluster controls, your phone controls, your Bluetooth. The other side has your cruise control settings, follow distance, and all that good stuff. Behind, you do have your indicators, high beams, and then on the other side, you do have your front and rear wiper controls. Now, over on the center armrest area, soft touch here, and opening this up, you do have this little area here that you can utilize, but you do have a main section which is a little bit more deeper, and you can definitely fit more things, and a USB port in there. And then you get into all of the center console area. So you have your handbrake, you have your front cup holders, you have your handy dandy shifter here, and then your different modes that you can pick from obviously, and then a bunch of controls here. So down here you have your axle locker for the rear, and then your off-road plus, you have your 4 different aux buttons here, a 12-volt outlet, your window controls, and then your media section here with your USB ports and aux port as well. And then here is all of your heating and cooling temperature controls, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then here you have more things. So your auto start stop, traction control, hazards, here is your cruise control, and then screen off. Speaking of screen, then you have this beautiful touchscreen. And this is a 12.3-inch touchscreen. So on here, you can view all sorts of different things, and I love how on the homepage you have a split section, so you can view a variety of things, and if I swipe over, you have more things and you can add more widgets, so that's pretty neat. And now if you go under the media section, you have your typical AM, FM, Sirius XM, and then you also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then under comfort, you have all your heating and cooling temperature controls, including the physical ones down here that you can definitely utilize. Next is your typical phone section once you do have it paired. Now under vehicle, you have a few things. Now under controls, you have just your rear view camera, and then you also have this nice Jeep image. Exiting out of this, under dashboard and under off-road pages, this is where you have more things that you can definitely utilize, like your dynamics, gauges, and your pitch and roll. Heading back, and then under settings, you have all these different ones that you can definitely utilize or just set to your liking. And then lastly, if you go under the app section, you have your favorite section, and then you can also do it by category. So there's a bunch of ones that you can choose from. Up top, just your typical rear view mirror, and then up here, you just have your assist and SOS. And back here at the top is where you will find your reading lights. And here's the key fob for this Wrangler. It's your typical Jeep key, plus you have this key right here. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you what you get on this side. So I just want to show you the dashboard because this just looks very, very stunning, especially with the stitching and this little trim piece. Super nice. You also have a grab handle if you are going off-roading and you want to go crazy and scare your passenger. And then just your typical glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this Willys. The pricing that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys with the extreme 35-inch tire package. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this beast?